and now you're working like in a teaching type environment, correct? In the midst of that teaching, you can take it and you can look at it. Oh, hi. Okay then. Hey girl, how you doing? This is a newbie. No, let's get real. No, let's get real. Yeah. She ain't been on there, has she?
I have. I've been listening. I just look kind of rough.
Oh, okay. I'm like, no, it's the first time I seen the picture.
I think
Alexis,
I don't know what makes you pop up, but Alexis been on that now.
All right, then, well, hey, how you doing?
Hi.
All right. So your purpose. A lot of time, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna get back to that. It doesn't mean that it's all about perspective and saying, okay, God, if God was using you, your hands are still valuable. Your hands are still valuable to God. The knowledge that He gave you is still valuable. What you do with that purpose, although you may not physically be in there doing it, the knowledge that you have, there's still books that comes out of that. There's still wisdom that you have that comes out of that. And when you start doing different things and you start expanding and opening up yourself, because even though we may think that this is, oh man, this was what God had me to do, it's really bigger than that. It was just giving you a taste. Paul talks about having the gift of hospitality. If you love helping people, that's a gift in wanting to help people and wanting to give. So God can expand that in giving when it comes to your purpose. And you touching people with your life, you touching people with your hands. See, when you become a doctor, right? If I'm a Christian, my hands are instruments. Everything on me is an instrument. And if I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, if I'm praying and I believe that every time I'm releasing the power of God, it's all in the way in how you see it. I'm releasing the power of God even in my class. Even when the kids come into the power of God is on me. I'm releasing it every time. I may not be in the hospital, but I'm where I am because that's where God has me to be. And in finding that purpose, there's always a way that you can share your gospel, that you can share your faith. And if it's through a touch, if it's through a smile, you ask God, Lord, He said, I've been praying for 4 years. I believe the answer is probably already there. Sometimes we got the answer, but it may not be what we really thought that it would be, because that ain't really what I want to do. That's exactly what He wants you to do. And then when you fall into that, and you're like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And then there's a peace that comes with that. It's all in the way and how you embrace it. For example, what ministry do you do in the church? We're going to talk about that later. We got to get you involved. Because see, when you are in the ministry and you're doing something, even if you're just greeting people when they come in, right? There's purpose that God finds in them. It's like you being a doorkeeper. David said he was being a doorkeeper in the house of the Lord. So even in that, in every position that you have, that you do in church, to Maya, I'm going to use her as an example. She didn't know all of the things that was in her when she got connected to it. She knew they was there, right? Maybe they was dormant, but it had to be connected to something in order for it to come alive. I've shared before. She came, she said, I like to volunteer. I like to get people involved in outreach. Guess what? Okay. She came in, she got hooked up to me, and I put a whole bunch of stuff in her hand. And then from that, let me tell you what all she does. She came in, okay? She was quiet. Just come in, sit there. That's it. But she didn't know all of this purpose was in her. I'm going to break her down. Is that okay? In purpose. She came in. She started with one thing, which was doing what? The outreach. That's all she wanted to do. Now, she's doing youth ministry. She is the part administrator at the church. She didn't even know she wanted to do all this. Part administrator at the church. She does, so she's a church administrator. She is the teacher. She's a teacher now. Y'all, she don't want to teach no kids. I got her teaching kids. All right. I got her, she works with CED, with the young adults. She works with me, one-on-one. She does the announcements that she didn't do. She does the bulletin. All of these things, all because she got connected. You see what I'm saying? And it brought out her purpose. Now, ask her this question. Everything that you learned in school, do we use that?
Yeah.
Everything that she is learning right now, we use it. So where our purpose is sometimes in a hidden area, and then God will put you somewhere, and then before you know it, you start blossoming, and you walk into your purpose. That's why I was saying earlier, just kind of walk into it. But you got to get your hands busy. If you don't get busy, you can easily come in church, leave, and never get connected. And that is why a lot of young people don't stay involved in church, because they don't get connected. Or if they do get connected, they get connected to the wrong person who ain't trying. They just come in and, girl, I like your outfit. You dress cute. We got something in common. Then we didn't connect it off a cute little outfit, right? Ain't neither one of us going nowhere in Jesus, but that outfit is hot, girl. You was wearing that. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at that, your purpose, what you may think, man, God, I really love doing that. And you know what? Sometimes God will take you out of those situations, because if you got sick, he got much more purpose for you to do. And if he keep you over here and something come through all of these virus 5, 6, and 7, I don't even know that they just making up stuff now. So you gotta have Jesus in order to do it, but he'll help you walk into that purpose. And so now this is what I would say to you. If you're not active, Lord, what is it that I can do with my hand in the church? What ministry that I'm going to be most effective in? It doesn't mean you have to do everything in there. She just kind of, hey.
I don't know either.
I don't even know. I do a lot of stuff myself. I don't even know how can y'all imagine? I did, what I did last year? I did a banquet. First time ever. I did a banquet. I did a lock-in. I did a pastor's appreciation.
We did the woman on
We did a woman on Becoming Serious. I did lock-in for CED. I did youth ministry. Went preaching in the prison. I did so much last year. I don't even know how I did all of that. But I was walking in the purpose. And if I didn't start doing how I got into prison ministry, he said, I'm going to try. And then for me, going to prison ministry 20 years ago and learning how to teach and learning all of that has expanded into this right here. But, hey, you got to start somewhere. So I would say to you, find out, Lord, what is it that you would have me to do? And I guarantee you, you'll have your answer for that. But you got to believe. See, so from when I told you, you say, yeah. But from the time that you put it in there, when you pray, you're not praying amiss. And I give y'all that scripture. Okay, let's go to this one, the job. Who's waiting for a job? Or are you just looking for a different?
Well, yeah, it kind of like ties in with purpose. Like,
okay.
Because like my job that I have right now, like, is like sufficient. Like, I'm good financially, but it doesn't like make me happy.
Okay.
So it's kind of just going through the motions. And I've already been with the company for a while, so it's like I feel like it's time to like move on so I can find my purpose, because I don't believe it's like a job.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to all right. What are you doing in church?
I'm doing everything in the church.
Okay. Your hands are sprayed too. All right, I'm gonna give you both of y'all this scripture real quick. Where's my phone at? Yeah, I'm gonna write this one down. Let me go and write this down.
I know I got a lot of
All right, here we go. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. And then whoever gets that scripture first, go ahead and read it out loud. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. All right. And then I want you to write down this one here, James 4 and 3.
Starting off at 9 verse 10.
Yes.
Okay.
What that
Did
say?
she pre-read it? You pre-read it?
Whatever you do, do well, for when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race. The strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful lives. It is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time.
Okay, all right. That was what, New Living Translation? All right.
It was a chapter 9?
Yeah, Ecclesiastic chapter 9, verse number 10.
Oh, okay.
All right. I want you to do me this favor, and I want you to read this out of the King James Version for me. This is for both y'all and anybody else whose hand is not busy.
Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do.
Whoa, stop. What did they say again? What?
Whatsoever.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I was like, did I miss?
No. That's how the old school preachers. Yeah.
Okay. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave.
Okay.
Whither thou goest.
Okay. So look at this. Whatsoever you find your hands to do, put your hands to work in the house. Because in doing that, you're going to find your purpose. That's the only way how I found mine. It's because I got connected. Unless you get connected to your local body, you'll always you come in and you get the word and you go out and you never put it into action. Let me tell you something. Working in a ministry, now hear me good. Working in a ministry will really help cut off some fat in your life. Because guess what? When you're working with a group of people, you get to learn how saved you are. Not how saved they are, but how saved you are. Because guess what? If she can push me a little bit here, and no, she didn't. Sister girlfriend number one, you don't know me. Then that shows you, ooh, that's what God is still working on. See, when you're working in the ministry, it shows areas of where God is stripping you down, where He's uprooting stuff. We'll always go through a process of uprooting and things coming up. So, in your purpose, when you find your purpose, can I use you again? Listen, Tamaya doesn't like talking in front of people, okay? Had her to do the announcements first time. She stepped out and did it, right? First experience speaking in front of the whole church, like 50 plus people, right? Guess what she got to do this week? Tell them what you got to do this week.
I gotta go on a client visit at work by
Client
myself.
by herself. But guess what she got her first experience at? In the house of God. Well, He can use that for her to be able to go out. So if she can stand up before 50 being nervous, she can surely stand up before 3 because she did it in the house of God. You see, the church serves a purpose in our growing and our development. Now with a job. Now, what kind of work you do?
I'm in it.
I'm about to get in there. That's the job I'm about to do.
Just like
But I'm doing what they call the homeowner, what do they call that? You know, when the wind come in and they file the claim and all that kind of stuff.
That's what I do.
A claim adjuster.
Yeah.
Isn't this interesting?
Where you
Wow.
get hired at? We
Yeah.
can talk later.
Yeah. All right. It's all in it, even with our jobs, okay? When God puts us on a job, you are a change agent on the job. You are an assignment for somebody on the job when you get there. It's up to you if you want God to use you as part of the assignment on the job. Because guess what? When you're on that job and you are allowing God to use you, guess what you're going to fall into again? You're going to hit your purpose. You may not know what your purpose is, but you know what? At the beginning, your purpose can be just telling somebody about Jesus. You know He loves you. That's a purpose. God saved you for a purpose. The reason why He saved you is that you can show forth His glory. That was just for you to show forth His glory. So when you are at work, no matter where you are, you're showing forth His glory. Now, if I got a bad attitude and can't nobody come talking to me, oh man, I'm not being the best representation of showing forth His glory See, I had to mature over the years and learning that God put me on a job for a reason. That when I'm there, either I've worked with the worst managers ever that had no personal skills at all, didn't know how to talk to you. But guess what? It required me to have to do a lot of stuff because in order for me to be able to minister to them later, I got to keep the same demeanor the whole time. Because guess what? There's going to come a time when you're going to be able to minister to somebody. The hardest one that may be on that job is the very one that you may be assigned. And when you have a different perspective, when you know that if you just start off with the purpose of knowing that God called you to be a witness, let's just start with that purpose right there. God called me to be a witness. And for me being a witness, now I'm able to keep developing, keep going. When I meet people, I'm a witness of Jesus Christ. I walk in the power of his anointing. But if I don't believe that, and I'm trying to find a purpose, sometimes if we're looking for the big glam stuff, it's really just right there. Because we got to learn. I was telling somebody the other day, we have to learn how to live holy every day. We preach how to live holy on Sunday, right? And then when Monday comes, woo! You might be able to make it. I'll give to Wednesday because we got Bible study. Got to walk right into Wednesday because we still got Bible study. But by the time Thursday comes, that's when, people getting ready to go out, 10 o'clock go out. And do they still go out at 10 on Thursday? She laughing. I don't know. So Thursdays, you start getting pre-ready because it's Friday, right? Then you get ready for Friday night. You go out. It's too cold to be trying to be cute in the wintertime, but people still doing it. So then you got Friday night. Then Saturday, it's like, yes, I'm free. I'm about to go in and I'm about to do me and do whatever. And then I come back on Sunday and I'm back crying, wondering, Lord, I'm sorry for whatever I did over the last couple of days. I didn't seek your face. But the thing is, we're trying. My heart desire is to teach people how to live holy every single day. When you can live holy on Sunday, what time is service? 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we live in holy. After 12 o'clock and we get out, we might go down the tube, depending on if somebody cut us off in that parking lot, right? We get cut off in the parking lot, the spirit just to lift it all up. I don't even know what the preacher was talking about and everything else. So try to keep yourself living holy day by day. And living holy day by day is a process, right? All right. So with your job, you say, I want another job. You say, financially, you're doing well, right? So you just want another job just to do something different? You want to get in a whole different field? What field do you want to get in?
I don't know. That's why I'm still there.
Okay. Pray about it. Think about it. Then what I want you to do is say, is this the right season for me to make that change? Because sometimes we can move out of season and then we get in a real ugly situation that we don't want to be in. So whenever you got to make a major decision, always pray, especially when it comes to a job. Is this the right season for me to make this move? Is this the right season for me to do that? Now, let me hop up here to healing. Healing is one of those things that sometimes it happens fast, sometimes it doesn't. Healing is one to where you have to really grab a hold of the Word of God and you got to put it to the test. Healing requires daily confession. By his stripes, I am healed. By his stripes, I am healed. The more that you confess that, you have to realize there is something that's transpiring in your mind that is trying to move you from your physical manifestations of pain, right? It's not that I'm denying that the pain is there, but I'm acknowledging that by his stripes, I am healed. So when we're talking about healing, you have to grab a hold of the word. Sometimes it don't always come as fast as we want, but God is trusting us to believe that it is going to happen. A lot of times healing will happen and you didn't even know it happened. If you're confessing it, a lot of times we are not consistent in confessing that. I might start off confessing, by his stripes I'm healed, and then I won't say it no more. But the whole part in the word of God that builds us up is our daily confession. Because if she's believing for this acceptance letter, every day she would say, Lord, I thank you that I got accepted into school. I thank you that my letter is coming in the mail. I cannot be defeated. I'm ordained to get into it. Now, if you're saying that every single day, where is there room for the devil to come in and tell you that you're not going to get it? There's no room. Because every time I get ready to say it, I wake up in the morning, Lord, I thank you that I've been accepted to school. Lord, I thank you that I know what my purpose is. I might not be manifested to me, but Lord, I know that I'm walking in my purpose. As I get my hands busy, you're going to show me what my purpose is. And as you begin to walk in that, healing. Lord, I thank you that by his stripes I'm healed. You said in your word that you'll bless my food and you'll bless my drink. Every time I'm eating something, I'm getting healed. So you got to change your mind. See, that's your belief system. And when you put more of the word in you, then that's what starts coming up out of it. But if you don't have no word in you, then I ain't going to know. Dr. NyQuil is going to heal me. Dr. Alka-Seltzer. I've been taking Dr. NyQuil, right? Them old Hall's cough drops. I got more power in Dr. Hall's than what I do. Now, do I take the NyQuil? Yes. Lord, I thank you that you're working in the NyQuil to knock out whatever it is. My dependency is not on it. I'm going to teach y'all about confession. Man, let me tell y'all something. I don't like that, all right? And you don't really like me either. And I'm fine with that. But it took me a while to get through all of this and to learn it, to know who I am in God. And a lot of time, how the enemy beats us is because we don't know who we are. And when you find out who you are, just like when you put on, all right, we know I put on the outfit that we know, this is it. We all need that, girl, this is it. I know this is it. And then you just walk out, and they're like, girl, that's cute, girl, I know, With that same level of confidence that we have when we put on an outfit should be the same level of confidence that we have in God. When I wake up in the morning and I step out, the devil say she woke up. Yes, I did. I'm blessed and I'm favored. A lot of times people say I'm blessed and highly favored of the Lord. It's cliche-ish because they don't really believe. But when you start believing, I'm blessed. God, I thank you right now that you already made a way. And when you start talking like that, you start shifting your mind. Your mind can stay in the same place. And as you shift yourself, even in relationships, right? You're praying about a relationship. Most of the times, when you don't get in a relationship right away, it's because God is doing processing in you. We want God's best, right? But we're not willing to wait. We're going to take, let me tell y'all something. For the ladies who are single, Ishmael will always come before Isaac. Have y'all heard that before? Ishmael is always going to show up. That's the one with the pretty teeth. Everything that you like. Okay? Do you know your flesh has already adopted what you like? So when you're looking for that man, it's according to what you like. And they just went away. Oh. It's according to what you like, right? When you become a believer, that's when it should be according to what your spirit likes because of where you're going. All right? Before I got saved, I might like to do it in the club with the gold wrap. What is it? Y'all grill. I'm sorry. They went away to Maya. All right. All right, y'all here? All right. With the grill, right? You might have liked all that. What was the white guy? Paul Wall? See? Paul Wall, old school John B. The white chocolate, that is according to our flesh and what we desire, right? Girl, I don't love them, but that Morris chestnut look, if that's what you like, or Boris Kojo. All right, then, all right. She like all that, okay. So that's according to our flesh, right? what God has to do in your spirit, you got to clean all that out. Because if he doesn't clean all that out, you're going to marry according to your flesh and not to your purpose and not to your destiny. So now you done got you a Ishmael instead of an Isaac according to the spirit and where God is leading both of y'all. Because if you get somebody, oh, he treated me good. Let me tell you something. Ishmael is going to treat you good. Okay? What you like? You like chocolate covered strawberries? Girl, he going to get it for you. Whatever you like, Ishmael is going to get you that. I don't care. You know what you like. He going to get it. Because that is his MO. That is something just to distract you. When God breaks you up out of a relationship, that whole process is your healing and your deliverance time. Because you can't attract the right thing if you still got the wrong stuff in there. You get what I'm saying? So if I go and clean the swimming pool, but I don't get all the dirt out, it really ain't even clean, right? Until I get everything out. And a lot of times when we're praying and we're like, God, I've been single for a year, right? Then you start whining like I was doing on that job. And guess what? You was just about at that point to where he was about to show right on up. And here comes Johnny Cash. Hey, girl, how you doing? You didn't fail out. And so guess what? He was right here. He had to take a detour and go to somebody else. Because if we say we want God's best, we got to be willing to go through this process. And the process and waiting for God to bring us who we're supposed to have is the hardest part. Because he's breaking us of our will. He's breaking us of our desire. He's breaking us of our wants. But guess what? Even though he's breaking all those things, don't you know God know you still want to find me? Right?
You gotta be finding me.
Finding you. You know what I'm saying? Because then everybody looking at me. He's bringing you. It's like, ooh. So, even in that, you want what God's best is for you. And a lot of times, the enemy will make us abandon what we're believing. And if we don't know who we are in God and the power and the authority, while you are single, this is the best time for you to get buck wild in the Lord. Do you know how Boaz recognized Ruth? She was working where, girl? In the field. Where's the field? In the church, in the house of God, doing what God has called her to do. Her mind wasn't focused on no man. And a lot of times, we get focused. I'm going to tell you how we get off. That old springtime. Y'all see that? When springtime comes, you start pulling it off your shoulder a little bit. And then, it get a little tighter, and you're going to get something to lift it up in the background. I'm working on it, y'all. All right? In the summertime, you go through those times where it's like, Lord, I want a relationship. There's 2 times when you really want a relationship. It's the summertime and the wintertime. Springtime, you ain't really ready to settle down too much. Spring and summer, you kind of hit around a little bit, right? Well, not me, but I'm here for them. All right. You kind of hit around a little bit. So by the wintertime, you be posted up with somebody, right? By the wintertime. So in that whole process, you got to know that I got to be free. And you got to recognize those cycles when they come around. So I'm telling y'all for free. Springtime is in a couple of weeks. All right? In a couple of weeks. So if you're going out getting bold red, okay, you put it on your hair. I'm just messing with you. But you got to know it's going to come around. All right? So when you're waiting and you're praying about your relationship and asking God for that, the thing that you got to know is God has your best interest at heart. No matter how long it takes, that process. I'm going to use the children of Israel. How long did they wander in that wilderness? 40 years. Right? Why do y'all think they wandered so long?
They kept getting lost.
They kept complaining. What else they kept doing?
Questioning God.
Questioning God, whatever. Making girl every chance they got. They were, I'm just gonna go I'm gonna make me a God. All right, what else happened? So imagine, they did this for 40 years. Imagine 1 year of you doing nothing but complaining. Lord, I trust you. I can't believe he ain't doing it. Lord, I trust you. I can't believe it. That's all they did. 1 year turned into, it's only a 40-day journey. You know, my feet would have been hurting after a while. I would have said somebody, come on. Didn't we just pass this street? You know, somewhere along there. Ain't y'all tired of seeing this at some point, right? So imagine you're going through the same trial year after year. Every time you turn around, you're back in the same trial all over. And you have to ask yourself, how am I going through it? If you prayed on Monday and God don't give you the answer to 3 weeks later, what was your attitude in between those 3 weeks' time? Because let me tell you something. Crying ain't gonna get you your answer fast. I'm gonna keep y'all short. It does not come no fast. Tears don't move fast. But what does is your faith and what you say out of your mouth. So from the time that you release, Lord, I want a new job. But guess what? He don't know what kind of job you want. And he just say, all right, you be an inside car salesman. That ain't what I want. But all you asked for was a job. Right? So a lot of times, James 4:3, everybody go to 4:3 real quick. And we're going to be done in about 15 minutes, if that's okay, all right? From whatever time, I want everybody to know this. From whenever you make your prayer request to God, from whenever you make it, monitor your attitude in your waiting process. Okay? From the time you make your prayer request, monitor your attitude while you're waiting. All right. I said James 4:3, right? Now, for financial, while we're looking up that scripture, when you say financial, are y'all talking in regards to your finances turning around, you getting more money, or what do you mean by that? When you're praying for your finances, what do you mean by that?
Well, kind of all kind into like the first. Well, for me, financial, like, okay, I have a job.
Okay.
I really not really that. Well, financial is kind of like paycheck to paycheck.
Okay.
That's where you get. Yeah, no, financial stability.
Okay. Financial stability. Okay. So paycheck to paycheck. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna tell you.
Oh yeah, something else comes up. Like you think you could, the car breaks
Okay.
down, and get car fixed or something else. And it's kind of like this.
Okay. So first question I'm gonna ask: pay tithes, right?
Yeah, but I've been back in church. Like I haven't been going to church every Sunday. Sunday.
Okay.
So like when I go, but still it's not.
Okay. So you pay tithes. So if you only go once a month, you only pay once a month. Okay. Now, what is your belief in that? Believe it work or don't?
I haven't seen. Well, maybe I haven't seen that. I mean, I know because they say you should have. Maybe I'm not.
You don't see the benefit in it?
Yeah, when I do it, it's not like I see financial effect.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we got to change that.
Yeah.
We don't want you to do it just because they say we do it. Okay. Because even though scripturally it says we should do it, right? But if I'm doing it and I ain't really getting the purpose of why I'm doing it, or I'm not seeing the benefit of why I'm doing it, then I'm going to miss the blessing of why I should be. Right? Now, when you are inconsistent in paying, no, I don't want to. a farmer, right? When a farmer, no, I ain't gonna use that one either. Weight loss. We go back to weight. Okay. When you're working out, you can see that it's working. When I do a little, eat bad, do a little, eat bad, do a little, eat bad, I get the yo-yo. I don't get to see it. I don't get to see a consistent result because I'm not applying it consistently for me to be able to see the result. When you're giving your tithe or you paying your tithe is another form of worship. This is the hardest challenge for a lot of people because we can say, Lord, you are Lord over my relationship, but not Lord over my finances. See, your finances, if you do Matthew 6:24, that's where you cannot serve two masters. You can love the one or you hate the other. Money always challenges your relationship with God. Money always challenges your relationship with God because every time, like you say, a bill come up, you have to say, Lord, when the challenge comes up, okay, you look at the challenge and you say, well, Lord, if I give this, I'm acknowledging that I trust you in that area. That I'm not just going to make you Lord, but I'm also going to make you master in that area. Okay? Master in this area and giving it to you by me saying that, Lord, I'm trusting you to handle this. Remember when I said earlier, when I become a Christian, I step out of being self-sufficient for myself, right? And I'm saying, Lord, I trust you. But our belief systems say if we don't get it, it ain't going to get done. We were all taught you got to make it happen for yourself, so ain't nobody going to make it happen for you. But when you become a Christian, now this is the challenge that you face with. So now, do I give my tithe or do I not give it? I have this bill that come up. I've been there, okay? Well, do I pay this bill or do I not? Well, if I pay the bill, then something else comes up that's going to cause me to be able to not pay it again the next time. So what happens is there is a pattern that starts developing little by little to make me not pay it, and it makes it harder for me to want to pay it, right? So when we were out of work, I've been out of work for 8 months, we consistently kept paying the tithe. The reason why is because it doesn't always show up in money, but it'll show up in another area. How does it show up? If I have children and we don't have to go to the doctor, then God has provided that covering for me not to have to use a copay for me to go to the doctor. God has provided to where there's always something there to where he'll always step in. So I never know if the principle really works if I'm not consistent in applying it now to the farmer. The farmer, if he puts in seed and then he take it back up, he goes out, he put it back down and take it back up, there's never a consistency for him to be able to see. Even though the ground is tilled, the seed went down, but if I go right back and pull it back up, I'm not going to see the benefits of it. So what am I saying here? Let's look at Matthew 6:24. I want to help you with something, okay? And then we'll go back there. Then we'll be done. Paying your tithes is a challenge. Anytime you're trying to break out of providing for you, all right? Well, you say, Lord, I don't want to live from paycheck to paycheck. I don't, God, if I give this, and you can be honest with them, Lord, it's real tight up in here. But let me tell you something. Every time, Tamari is a witness for me. Every time that it has gotten real tight, somebody will put something in my head. Since I've been out of work, have we ever not had what we wanted to eat?
I don't know.
If she didn't know that I wasn't working, she would know, man, that everything is all right. Okay? Let me give you a prime example. Paying time. My unemployment ended. Okay? I said, Lord, these are my bills that I have to pay. About $400 something. Just mine. And I said, all right, this is your responsibility. He said, write them all out. I didn't get to write them out before I even got out of church. Before I got out of church, somebody gave me a check for $500. See, God has to put you in a position to see if you're going to trust him. See, all of this other stuff here, you want to be Lord.